The theme for today?
Yeah.
The
like,
theme.
Is it like relaxing?
Yeah, it's always relaxing. Yin classes are always relaxing. So can you just play some relaxing music?
Do you have your mic on?
I don't, but they can hear you from the computer.
Alright.
Start over again.
Is it too loud?
No, I think it's probably good. But see, maybe if you can layer the notes a little with more space between them, like yeah, slow it up a little bit. I think that will help it feel more relaxing for people.
I have to get this mosquito that is gonna die. So now should I go? Because you have your microphone on?
I haven't turned it on yet. You can keep playing. There's still people coming into the class. So I turned my microphone on. Can you all hear me? And Theron, if he plays, can you play a little? Can you still hear him as well? Okay, so I think we'll invite him to just stay with us for just a little while, maybe through our opening meditation. And then if you wish, you can play some of your own music. So, um, so let's have our seat. You can just stay right here. So we're gonna just do our opening meditation, and I might talk a little bit, but you're welcome to play even as I'm talking.
Alright. So just tell me when to start.
Anytime you can start. So let's gather ourselves in our seats, letting the eyes close and finding the breath. And just let one hand reach up to the heart, touching into the heart, remembering your intention for your practice today. Feeling the gentle rising and falling of your chest as you breathe, and letting that purpose and intention permeate your whole being. Letting the hand release down, letting that intention go. And when you're ready, letting your eyes open. Thank you, Theron. Thank you so much for playing during our meditation. We're going to get to our yoga practice now. We really appreciate it. It was really beautiful.
Yeah, it was really fun. Sorry.
It's okay. Thank you, everybody. My heart is just like, bursting out of my chest right now. It's so sweet. Oh, there's quite a glare I'm seeing on this screen where you might be having difficulty. Let me move my camera out of the sun and give it a different angle so you can actually see what's going on here. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to start in butterfly. So bring the soles of the feet together. I have permagrin from that beautiful child sharing his music with us. So grabbing that bolster and coming forward with support. Getting cozy and comfortable in the hips, and we'll get right back into that meditative state. Letting the breath move into the back body. Honoring the stillness that's here. So we've come again today onto our mats and into our practice to find stillness, to find quiet. So let it begin to sink into your bones. Sometimes it feels like a relief to take this pause, to return home to ourself with a capital S. Other days, it's not so easy. There's more agitation in our system, more distraction in our minds. But we can trust that whether we're feeling naturally peaceful or naturally agitated, today in this moment, it will change. And it's through this beautiful yin practice that we learn to identify ourselves a little bit deeper than our emotional state or what our current story is that we're running in our minds. So that stillness that the outer body is exhibiting in the posture, that stillness begins to seep into the more subtle aspects of us as well. Finding the surrender and the yielding of this yin practice through our physical body and the posture, through our commitment to Sakshi Bhava, the witnessing state, watching our emotions and our thoughts without identification or attachment, but also not being in resistance to the environment around us. So allowing what sounds there are to be there, allowing the feeling of our environment also to be as it is with any beings, two-leggeds or four-leggeds, that may be in our environment with us. The energetic echoings of our family members in our homes. Now let's use our hands. Keep your eyes closed. Roll vertebrae by vertebrae up the spine as you walk the hands in. Chin stays tucked until the last. With eyes closed, the chin unwinds. Let's take a few breaths here. Noticing the sensation as that posture integrates. the eyes softly open. Step your right foot out to the side. Your left foot's going to come in and stay in. Now, if you want a deep bend in the knee, you can use your tallest bolster under the knee. If you want less, you can use a smaller bolster under the knee. So we'll take a half butterfly, but it's going to be supported today. So it won't be so much about the hamstring as it'll be about this side waist. So if you have a sandbag here across the left hip to anchor that hip down will feel really nice. All right, we have our knee bent. Let's bring our hands on either side and twist the spine, aligning the heart with the knee, and then lengthen and let yourself come out. Now a block is really good here to let the head drop down. Or if you need another bolster across that leg, that can work too. And you are also welcome to just let the head drop down. Now, where are you feeling this posture? Wherever that sensation is for you, direct your breath into that feeling. And feeling how the left ribs lift up away from the hip bone. And there's space in the lower back at the side waist. Reading again today from the Tao of Leadership. 63. This book, of course, as we know now, is speaking about leadership, but it applies to all relationships, even relationship with self. 63 is called Encounters. The wise leader knows how to act effectively. To act effectively, be aware and unbiased. If you are aware, you will know what is happening. You will not act rashly. If you are unbiased, you can react in a balanced and centered manner. Have respect for every person and every issue directed at you. Do not dismiss any encounter as insignificant. But neither should you become anxious or afraid of being overwhelmed or embarrassed. If you are attacked or criticized, react in a way that will shed light on the event. This is a matter of being centered and of knowing that an encounter is a dance and not a threat to your ego or existence. Tell the truth. We'll use our hands to come up nice and slowly. Let's remove the bolster. If you're using a sandbag, slide that sandbag over onto the right thigh. Reach right hand across, gentle spinal twist. An alternative to holding on to the knee, if it feels good, is to actually bring both of your hands down onto the mat. Let this right hip lift a little bit and take your twist here. So there are two options for that twist. And we'll come back up, unwinding to center. Okay, same two poses on the other side. Left leg coming out, right foot coming in, sandbag across the right hip, bolster under the knee. Twist to align the heart, and then release out over that leg with some support for the forehead. Or you can let your head dangle and really allow gravity to create a constant pull on the bones. Where are you feeling the posture? Send your full breath, each and every one, the inhale and the exhale, right into that sensation. And continue with encounters. If you are conscious of what is happening in a group, you will recognize emerging situations long before they have gotten out of hand. Every situation, no matter how vast or complex it may become, begins both small and simple. Neither avoid nor seek encounters, but be open. And when an encounter arises, respond to it while it is still manageable. There is no virtue in delaying until heroic action is needed to set things right. In this way, potentially difficult situations become simple. If you have not bragged about your abilities or tried to make people be the way you think they ought to be, very few group members will want to encounter you anyway. Using the hands coming up slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. That brief breath at the top, releasing the bolster. Switching the sandbag onto the left thigh. Reaching the right hand across, or sorry, left hand across. And taking that twist either here or bringing both the hands down and letting the hip lift a bit. Okay, we'll release back to center. Removing the sandbag, We'll straighten the legs out in front. Now we have awakened the hamstrings gently with that support. If your hamstrings are still probably feeling like they want support, you can keep that bolster under the knees with the legs extended. Otherwise, just let your legs come out in front of you for a forward fold. The feet are in line with the hips. And the chin again is going to be, or the forehead again is going to be what pulls us down and maybe pulls us down onto a landing pad for our upper body. Now noticing in this posture where we will be for quite some time, let yourself get really comfortable and notice how well you can hear your breath. Listening for those inhales and exhales, and allowing the breath, the rhythm of the breath to invite you deeper into self. So 64 is called the beginning, the middle, and the end. There's a lot of wisdom in this passage for how we relate actually to our asana practice in any style of yoga. Learn to recognize beginnings. At birth, events are relatively easy to manage. Slight interventions shape and guide easily. Potential difficulties can be avoided. The greatest danger lies in disrupting the emerging process by using too much force. The wise leader sees things almost before they happen. A tree that is stiff and rigid begins as a pliant sapling. A great construction project begins with one shovelful of earth. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Once an event is fully energized and formed, stand back as much as possible. Needless interventions will only confuse or block what is happening. Especially, do not try to make an event conform to any predetermined plan or model. Now, many leaders spoil the work just as it nears completion. They get eager. They get invested in certain outcomes. They become anxious and make mistakes. This is a time for care and consciousness. Don't do too much. Don't be too helpful. Don't worry about getting credit for having done something. Because the wise leader has no expectations, no outcome can be called a failure. Paying attention, allowing a natural unfolding, and standing back most of the time, the leader sees the event arrive at a satisfactory conclusion. Now you'll use your next breath to come up slowly with your hands, walking you up vertebrae by vertebrae, head hanging heavy, chin unwinding last, eyes staying closed. Feeling the effects of 5 minutes in that posture, quite profound in the body. And walk the hands back, lift the heart, shift your weight from side to side, release the legs. Just take a moment to wiggle and release intuitively. And onto the belly for Sphinx pose. So the feet go wide and the wrists and elbows are in line with the shoulders. You can use a block between your hands if you want to rest the forehead. And so we just really strengthened out this lower back and lengthened it. Now we're going to give a really therapeutic, good squeeze to the lumbar spine. Let your belly button release down to the earth. Perhaps imagining there an umbilical cord of light. And let any tension drain away from the organs, emotional tensions that we hold in the gut. Let the belly be soft and warm. We'll release down now. Bringing one ear down onto the mat, hands back by the hips, and just rest. Face down Shavasana. Send your breath like a balloon into the back and the belly. A sense of spaciousness in the lumbar spine from the inside out. And meanwhile, the rest of your bones are comfortable to the hardness of the floor. And just give yourself to the firmness and the steadiness of this ground beneath you. And all you'll do now is lift your head and bring the opposite ear down onto your mat with the same deep breathing, the same relaxation. The same grounding, the same yielding. And now with hands under the shoulders, make sure your belly's strong. So when we press up and back, the lower back is supported by your core. Child's pose, take the knees wide. Bring that large bolster between the thighs and release out. With the sandbag across the hips is a wonderful idea. Finding your child's pose. And we'll listen about theory and practice, which is 65. There's a very famous quote from a yoga teacher from India, Patabi Joyce. And he says that yoga is 99% practice and 1% theory. So that's the yoga take on theory and practice. That the wisdom and the insight, the awakening comes through actual practice. It doesn't come from reading books. Books are great as a supplement for our learning on our yoga path, but without that embodied understanding, without bringing those theories into our real lived experience, it doesn't have a lot of potential to really move us forward. So, the Tao of leadership, theory and practice. The leaders' teachers did not emphasize complex theories. They practiced and taught a way of life based on consciousness and wisdom. People who see the world in terms of theories often have a very intricate view of what is happening. Clarity is difficult for them. They are very hard to work with. If you teach a group by making complex explanations, you will confuse people. They will take notes and fill their minds with opinions. But if you return again and again to an awareness of what is actually happening, you will both clarify and enlighten. The ability to distinguish between theory and practice will save you much trouble. Practice a way of life, and demonstrate conscious cooperation with the single principle. If you cooperate with Tao, you will experience the power of universal harmony. And 66, low and open. We talked about this last week in class, the idea of a leader being effective by being low, by being humble, by being open and willing to follow versus striking out and climbing or showing the path. So we revisit that again here in 66, low and open. Why is the ocean the greatest body of water? Because it lies below all the rivers and streams and is open to them all. What we call leadership consists mainly of knowing how to follow. The wise leader stays in the background and facilitates other people's process. The greatest things the leader does go largely unnoticed. Because the leader does not push or shape or manipulate, there is no resentment, there is no resistance. Group members genuinely appreciate a leader who facilitates their lives rather than promoting some personal agenda. Because the leader is open, any issue can be raised. Because the leader has no position to defend and shows no favoritism, no one feels slighted and no one wishes to quarrel. Please release from your child's pose. Through tabletop. And find a way for you to release behind the knees. Down dog is great. Tabletop is great. Whatever your body is wanting and needing today. We'll take a seat. If you have your sandbag close by, that'll be good. We're going to lie back and take a reclining twist, a supported twist. Bring a bolster onto the left side of your mat, kind of down by where your legs are. You may know that you need the highest bolster, which will offer the most support for your twist. You may find that if you can twist a little further, a smaller bolster may be more appropriate for you. Okay, come onto the back and hug the knees in. Breathing here. Releasing both the feet down onto the mat. Left leg straightens out. Press down into your right foot so you can lift your hips, shift them. So you're more on the outside of that left hip as you bring the knee across. There are two options for the sandbag. You can bring the sandbag onto that knee to anchor it down, which feels lovely. Or if you want more of a shoulder experience, you can weight down the opposing shoulder, which also feels lovely. So we'll be here a little bit longer today than sometimes we are. So do get very comfortable. And we've got this good support for us. So we can stay here a bit longer, providing a really deep ringing out for our organs and a really nice twist for the spine. I'm hoping you guys can hear the nature sounds, the sounds of the bugs and the birds. 67. 3 leadership qualities. Here's a paradox. Even though the single principle of how everything happens is great, those who follow the principle know that they are ordinary. Great egocentricity does not make a person great. The common ground of all creation is a greater source of life than any exalted isolation. The common ground of all creation is a greater source of life than any exalted isolation. These 3 qualities are invaluable to the leader. 1. Compassion for all creatures. 2. Material simplicity or frugality. And 3. A sense of equality or modesty. A compassionate person acts in behalf of everyone's right to life. Material simplicity gives one an abundance to share. A sense of equality is, paradoxically, one's true greatness. Please unwind back to center. 2 options: hug the knees in to the chest as before, or have the feet on the mat with the knees lifted. Either way, we'll pause here. Since that was a longer hold, we're going to take a longer pause between sides just to feel the spine quieting. And now let's change so we can move the bolster over to the right side. Extend your right leg out. Press down into your left foot to lift and shift those hips. Left knee comes across and rests onto bolster. Either sandbag on the left knee or sandbag on the right shoulder. And we'll rest here. It is a mistake to consider a person whose only interest is self-interest as either caring or courageous. It is a mistake to rationalize that excessive consumption contributes to the well-being of others by giving them employment. It is a mistake to imagine that a person who acts immodestly or in a superior way is, in fact, a genuinely superior person. These are all egocentric behaviors. They isolate a person from the common ground of existence. They produce rigidity and death. Compassion, sharing, and equality, on the other hand, sustain life. This is because we are all one. When I care for you, I enhance the harmonious energy of the whole, and that is life. With your next breath, please unwind. Again, knees into chest, or feet on the floor with knees lifted. And we'll prepare for our Shavasana. So as you lie down, it can be good to place a bolster under the knees. We have time today for a nice Shavasana, and I'm going to guide you through it. So it starts by just getting yourself very comfortable. Extending the hands out from the sides with palms up, letting the shoulder blades move together and down the back, making sure that you're comfortable, that your body feels supported and at ease. When it feels right, let the eyes softly close if they're not already. And just become aware of the natural breath. So we're not doing anything with the breath, but just noticing how it is moving in and out here and now. Simply becoming aware that you're breathing in and you're breathing out. Breathing in, I am here. Breathing out, I'm at peace. Breathing in, I am here. Breathing out, I'm at peace. I'm here. I'm at peace. As you continue to breathe naturally, your awareness drifts down to the feet. And you'll repeat mentally after me, just saying to yourself, I relax my toes, feet, and ankles. Toes, feet, and ankles are relaxing. Toes, feet, and ankles are completely relaxed. I relax the calves, knees, and thighs. Calves, knees, and thighs are relaxing. Calves, knees, and thighs are completely relaxed. I relax the hips, the buttocks, and the lower back. Hips, buttocks, and low back are relaxing. Hips, buttocks, and low back are completely relaxed. I relax the spine and shoulder blades. Spine and shoulder blades are relaxing. Spine and shoulder blades are completely relaxed. I relax the belly and internal organs. Belly and internal organs are relaxing. Belly and internal organs are completely relaxed. I relax the lungs, the chest and heart. Lungs, chest, and heart are relaxing. Lungs, chest, and heart are completely relaxed. I relax the shoulders, the arms, hands, and fingers. Arms, hands, and fingers are relaxing. Arms, hands, and fingers are completely relaxed. There's a certain warmth in the palm. There is a certain warmth in the palm. Watching that warmth rise through the arms again, through the shoulders, into the throat and the neck. Neck and throat are relaxing. Neck and throat completely relaxed. I relax the jaw, the mouth, the tongue. Jaw, mouth, and tongue are relaxing. Jaw, mouth, and tongue completely relaxed. I relax the eyes, eyebrows, and forehead. Eyes, eyebrows, and forehead are relaxing. Eyes, eyebrows, and forehead completely relaxed. I relax the scalp, the temples, and ears. Scalp, temples, and ears are relaxing. Scalp, temples, and ears completely relaxed. I relax the brain. The brain is relaxing. The brain is completely relaxed. I relax this whole body. Whole body relaxing. Whole body completely relaxed. Whole body completely relaxed. Now watch as the breath begins to gently grow stronger. Feeling this breath strengthening and moving through all the parts of the body and inspiring movements through the fingers and the toes, through the arms and the legs, gently and sweetly waking body up. And when you're ready, send those arms up with a big inhale. Stretch, release, roll over to one side. Pause for a moment. And then taking even more time as you're ready, coming to your seat. Sitting with eyes closed just for a few moments more, noticing how you're feeling the shift from your practice, letting that shift anchor in somewhere deep into the body-mind. Bring the palms together at the heart. We'll end with our closing chant. Please exhale the breath. We'll inhale deeply together. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. there be peace, peace, peace unto us all. Thank you.